Good morning. It's Dave Berman from ManifestPositivity.org, and this is our second take of our first experiment with the Skype call recorder. I'm talking this morning with Tribune Media Services syndicated columnist Bob Koehler. Good morning, Bob.
Hey, Dave. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I want to thank you for taking time out to talk with us today. Your work is published online at commonwonders.com. And I receive your columns in my email, and I've always just been so blown away by your ability to convey the humanity through your writing. And you self-describe your work as that of a peace journalist, and I wonder if you could talk about what that means to you.
Okay, well, yeah, so in our first interview, I kind of, after a long ramble, sort of came to the conclusion that a peace journalist, trying to describe a peace journalist is like trying to describe peace itself. But the term, I came upon the term at a website called transcend.org, and the Australian journalist Jake Lynch, I saw it in an essay by him. I don't know if the term is original with him or not, but as soon as I read the term, I realized this is me. I actually was in the process of I need to make business cards, and as soon as I saw the term, I said, "This is." I mean, that was sort of that can be my own personal, the motto on my business card. A peace journalist is someone that cares deeply about the truth and about humanity, and not about not about one side of an issue. In terms of war and peace, a peace journalist covers every side of a conflict and looks at the consequences, and not just, we won. A peace journalist does not look at winning or losing. Peace is an endless process of discovery, and groping for our common humanity. It's never finished. It's complex. Winning and losing is simple. Peace is something else, and it's complex and endless. And I think that's why it takes a while to catch on. It's 10,000 years and counting. In terms of human history. Anyway.
Well, there's a connection between what you do as a peace journalist and what I do as a self-described advocacy journalist. I find it, at least at this point, easier to define what advocacy journalism is. I tell people that it's transparently using media to create the change we want to see in the world, and peace is right at the top of the list of the changes that I'd like to see. And I agree that we need to work for that. And so the connection between peace journalism and advocacy journalism is that you are out in the real world working for peace, and this translates into content for your column. You've written about participation in peace circles, and I wonder if you talk about what that is.
Okay. Well, yeah, peace circles are, I would say, they're the wheel that drives this larger idea called restorative justice. Sometimes it's called transformative justice. There's a lot happening here in Chicago and I know around the country and around the world. It's part of this paradigm shift away from victim, offender, punishment, the whole prison industrial complex. If a harm has been caused, it is an attempt to repair the damage and heal. Healing is a key, and peace circles are circles of healing. There are many kinds of peace circles, types of peace circles, but it involves people sitting together and opening up about their lives, about whether it's about a specific incident or more general. Talking about what matters in a deep sense, and then listening to others talk about what matters to them, and finding our common humanity in new ways all the time. It's a manifestation of this, of a fundamental change in our relationship with power, which, people are calling power with rather than power over. We're used to power over. That's dominance. That's I win and you lose. I'm better than you are. I'm first and you're last. Power with is not about winning or losing. It's about something else that is less clear and more complex. So it's taken us a while to get to the point where we can even talk about it.
There's a lot there that resonates with me and with the spirit of manifestpositivity.org. Listening, for one thing, is crucial, and it's something I've been very focused on lately as I've been working with an organization here in Humboldt County called Humboldt Mediation Services. 26 years they've been doing volunteer-based peaceful conflict resolution through the mediation process, and I'm now training to become a volunteer mediator. The other thing that you talked about is the relationship of power. Your latest column, Power with, Power Over, available at commonwonders.com. I've long defined the definition of peaceful revolution as a shift in the relationship of power between we the people and the power structure, or what I call the corporate military government media juggernaut. And you've really broken it down to a matter of that shift in power on an individual basis. I want to read one sentence from this great essay of yours. It says, quote, "I'm convinced that uncoupling our inclination to dominate others to get our way and embracing power with them as our prime approach to life is the fundamental emotional shift necessary for the creation of lasting peace." And I mean, damn, if you're not talking about a personal level peaceful revolution there.
Absolutely, absolutely. I really appreciate you singling out that sentence. When I wrote that sentence, I kind of had, this epiphany moment of, oh my God, I think I've just discovered peace. I mean, I think I've discovered, it's not, before, say, social, changes in, political and social mechanisms, it is change at this fundamental emotional level between me and you and me and everybody else I encounter and you and everybody else you encounter. And if, and we are always both. I mean, we always, have this, warrior kind of push edge to our personalities. But if we lead with the idea of being with the other person rather than, controlling, outmaneuvering, outsmarting, or beating the other person, I think there is a shift that can, spread out from, into social policy, but it begins, with within the individual. And, I get real excited about that, so I move around in my chair as I talk. But, anyway, so I don't know where to go with that exactly, but I think it does start there at that, very, simple, subtle, almost invisible level.
Well, you also say in this column, Power with, Power Over, that we need to take some time to really just be with that phrase. So I'm not surprised to hear you say at this time that you don't quite know where to go with it. Perhaps your own advice, just be with it for now. I think it's a great place to be exploring, and I want to thank you for doing this video on manifestpositivity.org. I would like to continue exploring what it takes for peace to be in our lives as individuals and on the larger scale with you, Bob Koehler, down the road. So thank you.
Oh, great. Well, thank you, Dave. Great to talk to you.